How you doing, guys? I found this is something I've been tracking for a little while, and this has to do with the Samsung Note 7's phablets that's been either catching fire or exploding or a combination thereof. And there are, I think, 35 to 37 confirmed cases somewhere around there, noted by Samsung. And I believe, from what I understand, I've been reading a lot about it, different areas, is they were trying to, I believe, beat Apple to the market with their iPhone 7. Supposedly, they might have heard that it's a lackluster update. And in case a lot of cell phones are, they don't necessarily put innovative hardware or anything like that. It's just an incremental update. So they rushed to market the Note 7, and then now it's appearing to have a lot of problems. And usually, anytime a battery catches fire, or explodes, or something like that, that's due to the battery, lithium-ion battery. And now, to be fair, almost any smartphone um, can have this problem under the right conditions, but let's go more into the Samsung Note 7. Um, and what's even more interesting is there's been a report on a plane that had the same problem, and it appears by tracing the model battery that was actually a replacement unit for the original recall of the Note 7. So they appear to have the same problem even with the replacements. Obviously, this is a big problem, potentially catching other things on fire. There was a report also that it might have caught a Jeep on fire. I don't know if that's been substantiated or not, so I'm not necessarily going to claim it as true. And we've also been seeing this with other things with Samsung, notably their other cell phones. Supposedly they have some that are waterproof, and that was actually tested by Consumer Reports on the waterproof of the phone, and so they actually tested it, and the first phone failed, so they tried it again with an exact same model and had the same problem. It just wasn't standing up to their waterproof test that they claimed. There's a certain standard on you put the phone underwater at whatever depth for 30 minutes or so. And a lot of people, they bring up, okay, other phones have the same problems. They're always giving me links to iPhone reports of, the same problems. And so I actually read, believe it or not, I actually read these news reports. And usually most of those are caused by usually some kind of external damage. Either being in the back pocket, usually tight jeans, and they sit on it, and or physically damaged. Example: a bike rider actually fell off his bike on top of his phone, which then proceeded to catch on fire. So that's not necessarily a defect in the manufacturing process, but rather user carelessness. That's why I don't understand, why do people put phones in their back pocket, sit on them for a very long period of time, and don't expect it to work, or it will prematurely wear the phone down and or cause physical damage, which can lead to fires and other problems, or simply not working. And so it's funny that these people send me all these links for all these news articles of other phones, especially the iPhone, doing this. And it's funny they don't actually seem to even read these articles. And so most of these I can actually pick out quite easily. There might be a few, substantiated defects in these phones, but not nearly like this Samsung Note 7, which has big problems. And even airports now are not allowing, if you have a Samsung Note 7, to take it with you on a plane for obvious reasons. With the incident with the Note 7 on the airplane catching fire, they have recalled, I think, 1 million to 2 million Note 7s or some such. And this could be particularly bad for any company. And I kind of feel sorry for them in some ways, in other ways not, because they did rush, I believe, to put out this phone before the competitors, and then obviously disastrous results. And this is what I think they should do is discontinue the Note 7 entirely, take it off the market and recall it, and either give the money back or another model replacement phone. And then they should be working on their next Note 8 or whatever, because now they associate the Note 7 with being bad anyway. So don't rush when you develop this phone. Ensure everything is built correctly. And actually, it's funny, the battery is actually made by Samsung. It's actually, I believe, a subsidiary of Samsung. It's something like Samsung SDI or something like that. So initially, the batteries were made by Samsung, and I think the suppliers were pressured so much into producing all these batteries and phones quickly that, they had these problems of catching fire phones. And so... And not to make fun of Samsung or any other manufacturer, but a lot of times people are mad at Apple for not putting out, their phones or products, faster or on a yearly basis or whatever. In fact, we're waiting quite a long time. Now, this is mainly on their laptops and desktop and so on. Hasn't been refreshed for a long period of time, but then again, you don't want to rush so fast. You make mistakes in quality assurance and all that. So give me your thoughts on this Samsung Note 7 incident.